Okay. What's up? Let me see. Can you hear me? Hi. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I think turn your mic on.
Can you, let's
Yeah, I
see.
can hear
Can you
you
hear
now.
me?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you good.
Okay. I have only done a Zoom like successfully a couple times because it's so tricky. I feel like at least.
It is.
Have you ever used Zoom a lot?
Oh yeah, I got to use them all the time for work.
Oh, really? Oh, well, then I'll have to ask you
Yeah.
if I have any questions. Is there anything I should know before we go into this about Zoom? I just want to make sure
Do you
everyone
need to share
can talk.
do you need to share your screen or anything? Yeah, all they have to do is just hit the unmute button.
Okay, cool.
And then if they want to ask questions, or what I do is if they have a question, I tell them to go into the chat and put a hands up.
Okay,
And then
cool.
that way you'll know who to call on instead of everybody trying to.
Talk at one time. Yeah, okay,
Yeah. So they can
cool.
raise their hand and you'll just say, I'll answer questions as you raise your hand in the chat that or save your questions. And when just put your hand up in the chat and we'll get back
Okay,
to your
cool.
question.
Okay, cool. Well, it seems easy. Easy enough,
Yeah,
right?
it's just easy when you got a lot of people on too.
Oh, yeah. I can only imagine. Like if you had a lot of people. Oh,
30 men at
Jesus.
my work and two women.
How many?
30 men and two women, we get cut
Ooh,
off.
Lord, girl. When I worked at the restaurant, when I was opened the Francis, it was me and nothing but men. And I was like, yeah, tell me something. But I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I'm hoping that people get on. If not, it might be
Yeah.
just me and you. Are you pumped? Do you have any questions?
I'm excited. I think just reading through the Google Docs and I thought about what you said last night. Like you just kind of know when you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
I've
do.
just been kind of like teetering because I want to do it, but I'm like, what are the classes? What is there like the over 50 fit, the ones you hear about and you Google
Uh-huh.
them, but you don't know any information about them.
Yeah. So what hopefully we'll go over that. I mean, I don't know if it'll be all this one, but we could do this every week if we wanted to, like I mean, it doesn't matter to me. There's a lot to in the document I just sent you or sent y'all, it is a lot to go through, but it is what it is. That's why I sent y'all the document because we'll go through it. But yeah, I'll be able to answer questions and the I did do a podcast called I don't know, it was early in 2024, but I want you to listen to it. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. But it was
I did.
about um how I started competing and how I got into coaching. Like, and I think it's literally called, let me see. Whoops. It wasn't me, it's him or something like that, because it was literally
I did like a mini coaching session last night with one of my friends.
oh, you
She
did?
just, yeah, she's just struggling. And so I said, listen, I'm like one of your best friends and we're always honest and upfront. And I said, listen, you need to do this workbook. I'm going to send you Gracie's link to the Becoming Her. And I
Yes.
said, you literally need to go in and spend some time on yourself and write yourself this letter. And I said, you need to become who you are because she's been single for 4 years.
Okay.
She just struggles with her health and takes so ungodly amount of supplements. And I said, you're killing your body, girl. Your body will do the work of the hormones. Everything you eat will balance hormones, will balance your body, will, do all this
Yes.
great stuff for you on its own. And I said, you need to get yourself a walking pad and get outside, get some vitamin D. It says sitting in four walls. She closes herself in the house. And she's got like a 7-year old, but she's smart. She's got a master's degree. She's runs a chemistry lab. She does all this stuff. And she's like, her stomach, she went from being so fit like this to
Uh-huh.
like she's 9 months pregnant. and she keeps going to all these scans and nothing's wrong with her. I'm like, it's your hormones, it's your whole body. Like you're going
Right.
into depression. You need to get out and figure out who you are and where you want to go.
Right. Yes.
And
Good.
so I showed her pictures, like a screenshot of my tracker. I
Uh-huh.
said, you really need to connect with Gracie. You need to get your life right here. And I care enough about you to tell you that it's time, and it's time for you maybe to find some joy in your life with another man, or trying to date, or just to
Just with
evolve
yourself.
out of this. Yeah, just do for yourself and get out of the
That's
house.
what, and so that's what I was trying to like, and so I started doing the living room live. So make sure she's following me and on Facebook too. But the living room live, literally, I started doing that on Mondays because my one of my friends on Facebook, Erin, she's in it. Well, she got diagnosed with cancer and she's just in this very depressed state. And she doesn't leave the house.
Yeah.
Same thing, same thing. There's so many women, same thing. And even, I mean, for me, being here and not having Andy coming home anymore, right? I feel that loneliness. And do I feel my time, but I'm also mentally aware of when I need to physically do something with myself, mind or body, so that I don't get any further lonely, right? But anyway, the living room live, it's now right now it's just me talking, but I'm hoping that it's just everyone comes, like women come to it and just talk. Like I'm literally, let's have wine and talk, right? Like, but we
Yeah.
don't live at the same state, and that's okay. But we're just here and talking. So just
She
to
needs
encourage them.
that. She just relies on, well, I bought two cakes this weekend. I'm just going to drown myself. I'm like, no, you'll need to drown yourself in that. I said, you need to get back to the cross, first of all.
Hmm.
You need to let him make decisions for you, because you're going to church and you're making decisions, but you're not being faithful in the steps that you're telling him you're doing.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
said, you got to find your body. I said, go in the closet and find something that almost fits, but is too tight, and work on that and just get back into that one step at a time. I
Yeah.
said, but I said, me and her were going through the same hormones and we went
Hmm.
to the same doctor, and he
Hmm.
had her maxed out too. And I told her, I said, since I've been with Gracie, I said, I stopped kind of taking my testosterone. I take it when I feel my symptoms coming. And
Yeah.
I said, they're lessening because the food that I'm eating is fueling my body. And
Yes.
she said, I got to get away from processed foods. And I said, it's not the processed foods, it's your portion control. And it's the foods that you're choosing to eat.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said, you got to make better choices. And I said, if you would stick to a tracker like this and get involved in it, your life is going to evolve. I said, but you do need to bring some happiness to get you out of this funk.
Yeah.
And I said,
Yeah.
I don't think any of your other friends, any of our other friends have been honest enough to tell you this.
Yeah. Well, good.
And
Be that
she was
person.
like, yeah. She was like,
That,
I appreciate that. I see you losing weight and doing things. I'm like, you got to be accountable.
yeah, that's huge. Like honesty. And people know, like, you want to be that person that people know when they come to me, they like, she gonna tell you just facts. And I love it. I love it. That
I
means
told
people
her,
aren't wasting my time and people are listening. And I'm not saying that I know it all. What's up, y'all? But I know, and I'm telling you the truth. And that's what people like. Oops. Tyson, what's up? I'm so excited. Taylor, why are you not putting your video on? Oh, hello. What's up,
I'm
everybody?
reading.
Taylor. Oh,
Yes.
oh, those lashes. I like them. I like
Thank
them a
you. Thank
lot.
you.
And Olivia, are you working or?
No, I'm at home.
Oh, perfect. Y'all,
Thank
Olivia
goodness.
is Taylor. Wait, Olivia. Oh, I think all of us are going to be at the the Olympia, the Arnold. I
on my
think all
way.
of us are.
Yay. That'll be fun.
Olivia is strong AF. Taylor is
You're so
strong
sweet.
AF. Yes, all y'all,
Big
Madison's
fan of
strong
all
AF,
that.
but this one over here, Olivia, she's a bad MFer. She is a
Oh, I
firefighter.
gotta be. Damn.
Yeah, I know,
Gotta be,
right?
huh?
Y'all, I mean, all y'all got nurse jobs. This one,
Oh,
Madison,
I
what
love that.
exactly is your job? Turn your mic on.
So it's a health and safety specialist. So I travel for the power plants and I'm
Yes.
responsible for their well-being and to teach them how to work safely, like what tools they have. So proper protection for their hands,
Yeah.
their eyes, their ears, their body.
So you're like super smart to work in a power plant. Yeah.
It's been a lot of years in construction.
Yes. Well, shit, construction is hard too. Like,
Yeah, I spent 20 years there.
yeah, I definitely am not into construction, but I try to be. But I'm so excited. So I guess what time is it? 7:07. I think there's a couple more people coming on, but if not, we'll get started at like 7:10, if that's cool with y'all. And okay, so Madison did tell me about wait, if you oh yeah, at the bottom you could raise your hand if you have a question, but I am going to do questions at the end. But if you have anything to say when I'm talking, just literally raise your hand and say, we'll say it. But I'm really excited. So Taylor, just so y'all know, Taylor, introduce yourselves. Let's start with Taylor. Calling you out.
Hello, I'm Taylor.
Taylor.
What do you want me to say? Do you want me
Oh,
to
so
like
tell them about you. How long you been, how many
um
shows you've done, how long you've been doing this.
okay, so I'm Taylor. I live in Wisconsin, so I'm a big Midwest gal. I competed for the first time in the summer of 2025 and was working with Gracie a year and a half or so prior to that.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
and I plan to compete again this year
And she competed in
in bikini.
bikini. In bikini.
Yeah.
Yes. And she loved it.
Yeah. And I'm a nurse. There, that's me.
Yes. And she's beautiful. And all of y'all. So Olivia has never competed. Neither one of Madison or Olivia has never competed. So Olivia, tell us about you, a little bit about you.
I'm Olivia. I'm 25. I'm a firefighter paramedic, like Gracie said. I have never competed before, but this kind of gives me a little bit of direction, a little bit of something to work for. So I'm kind of looking into it. But I met Gracie last year at one of the ACB fashion shows. So pretty excited.
Yes. And Madison, we're gonna get her on stage soon too.
Yep. So I'm from originally from Southern Jersey. We relocated to Georgia so I could work at these hydro plants. And I'm going to be 50 in August. So this is my like weight loss journey down like 55 pounds with 25 with Gracie. Um,
That's
Working really
amazing.
hard on that and just had in-body scans and been very excited about that. So I really would like to do a show once all the weight loss is off and I have some definition and just learning the whole journey because with hormones and everything, I've been through a lot of surgeries and stuff. So I had a lot of hormone replacement and been led in a lot of wrong directions. And I think now it's feels so much better to be off all this medicine, off all my diabetic medicine, off all my blood pressure medicine. And we
I
got one
would
more
love it.
medicine I tested for today to get rid of for the diabetic. And so I'm excited about that.
That's
And my
huge.
husband does bodybuilding, so he's been a good influence.
Yes, that's huge. Okay, so let's start. And I know I think I'm recording it. So actually, I'm gonna go ahead and record it on here too, just in case, because y'all know I'm not tech savvy, but I'll be able to upload this to YouTube for everyone. Okay, so we'll just start with the let's actually start with okay, building and prepping. And this is one thing that is really important to me as a coach is to save your brain from all of the bodybuilding world and all the overthinking and and the wrong thinking really. And so building and prepping. So when you're reverse dieting is within your building season. One thing that people, and I'm not going to go off on any spiels. So Taylor, make sure that you're like, hey, spiel. Um, one confusion that is huge is that they think that there's more than two seasons. So they think there's a maintenance phase, they think there's a building phase, they think there's a prep phase, and they think there's a reverse phase. When reverse and building and maintenance pretty much are all in the same, or not pretty much, they're all in the same, under the same umbrella of building. You're either building or you're not building. Does that make sense? So that way you don't have, you're not, because that confuses you when you think, am I reversing or do I need to reverse? And so anyway, make sure that just that's black and white. You're either building or you're not, one or the other. And I'll get into maintenance in a little while. So did that kind of clear up any confusion for y'all, Olivia and Madison?
Yeah.
Okay,
Makes
cool.
sense to me.
Good. Okay, cool. The reversal is inside the building season. Building muscle. So, and Taylor is literally she's like my prodigy. Like she's like my little Gracie. And I say that because we spent, even before she started with me, she was with Alyssa. So 2 years, I would say 2.5 years, prepping her metabolism and her hormones and her mind and her mind being number one. I cannot, like, as a coach, that's, if I can control this, that's my number one. You win everything if you control that. Because, and I did an interview. I interviewed Taylor before her show, the night before her show. It was so much fun. I can't wait to do it again. But asking questions about just prep and what would change if you won tonight? That's a big question that I ask every competitor. What's up? How are you? Oh, I'm just like I'm hugging all y'all. One question that I ask every competitor, whether my client or not, if you win tonight, what is going to change tomorrow? And if you have an answer, then you're not in it for the right reason. If your answer is nothing would change, then let's go. We're here, we're aligned, everything is where it should be. Does that make sense? Because there are a lot of things that you can do it for. And if when you're doing it for everything outside of you, period, that's where everything goes wrong, right? Because that's when you can just get blurred. The vision gets blurred when the clarity is not there, and the metabolism, the hormones, the relationship with food, the relationship with your body, all of that gets just maneuvered and like changed when you don't have that clarity and that control, especially in the bodybuilding world. The biggest thing, and I've done podcasts on this too, the biggest thing that I learned when I got into this bodybuilding world is how different my mind is, 100%, but how many women are so dysfunctional here. And unfortunately, that is normal in this world. So, but it's really not normal, right? So that's when I say I'm trying to protect all of y'all, that's what I'm protecting y'all from thinking that normal is anything outside of what aligns with you as yourself, like, so yes. Okay, let me keep on. So when we're building, since we're only having these two phases, we're building and we're prepping. When we're building our metabolism, we're building our hormones, we're building our mind, we're building our muscle, we're building our body, we're building our body composition, we're building our life. And so for me personally, I started competing in 2021. That was my first show. And I compete every 2 years. So I take long building seasons because you can't build muscle quick, period. It don't matter how much you eat and how much you don't matter. So, but to align with that, I had to think of my whole life as, all right, you're building your business, you're building your marriage. Obviously, I know that didn't really work out, but that's okay. You're building your body, your metabolism, hormones, and everything is building. And I don't have to switch my brain back and forth between building. I'm only building this part, but over here I'm prepping this part, or I'm cutting this part. Does that make sense? So your brain can literally just stay focused on one type of show up, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? So it's a lot easier to have, and that's just personally what I've done. Taylor's done the same thing. Like, we're just building our life, every part of it. And then because ultimately when we go into prep, we're taking from our entities, right? We're having to take a little bit from our marriage, a little bit from our because we only get so much energy. So we're going to have to apply it more intentionally. So that really helps. That mentality really helps through through everything, through the whole, both processes, the whole season. Prep is temporary, as y'all probably know. And this mindset, I don't, I think of my show day as day one rather than the last day. That's another mindset that helps me so much. Just enjoy the process of everything because it eliminates pressure. It eliminates pressure when you think of all this work that I've been doing. Ultimately, you're here at your show. This is the last day. This is the last day, and this is day one of the next thing because you're about to get these people are about to tell you what you need to go work on, and then you're gonna come back next year. You're gonna come back in 2 years, right? So this is really day one. All the work that led up to this was, if you want to think of it as first season. Does that make sense? I think that helps me. Well, that helps me a lot. Taylor, would you say that mindset helped you?
Yeah, I would agree with that rather than looking at it as the end, like
Yes.
prep, show day's not the end.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And because that one thing, the end, is where spirals are triggered. Because you're like, well, I don't have anything anymore. Like I'm done. Like I'm done, you know? No, you're not. You're just getting started. You're just starting for next year or for 2 years from now, right? Huge mindset. Um, okay, eliminates pressure. That pressure and the pressure that I always want y'all to remember, the pressure that you feel on yourself will always be self-inflicted. Always. Unless you can identify it not to be. And I have to remind myself of that all the time. Like, you're the reason you feel so stressed right now. You're the reason that you feel out of control right now. So eliminate the pressure by doing things like that, saying this is my day one, not the end date, right? Um, okay. Building in reverse determines how it's successful. And I'm just going through the document that I sent y'all last. The quality of your prep is dictated by the quality of your building season. And that's another big mindset shift that I literally protect y'all with, is that we just think one way. Like, there's not a prep brain, there's not a building brain. There's just one way. We do things the right way by our body, and we have our boundaries and we have our goals and the qualities. So, and I say that like whenever, and I did a podcast on this too. I did a podcast and everything. And I think it's titled, if you can't stay adherent to your reverse, or so a lot of problems is they can be adherent to their prep 100%, but you can't be adherent to your reverse. You're just desperate. If you cannot do both and be adherent to both, then you're desperate. If you can do it, if you can be adherent to both, then you're disciplined. That's where discipline is, right? Very big difference between just being disciplined and being desperate. Does anybody have anything to say about that? No, it's okay. We'll keep on talking. There will always be more to build. And I'll be honest, I'm very proud of all of y'all because I don't really have clients that don't understand a lot of the things that we're going to talk about today. And and I'm about to go into like other questions, but the mind of y'all is beyond what a normal competitor's mind is. So I'm just very proud of y'all. Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to kind of skip down to answer a couple questions. Let's start with a couple questions and then I'll go into the show education part. So let's go with education. Who has questions? Well, everybody. Does anybody have any questions? Just unmute yourself and
A
you
bunch,
can.
but none specific yet.
What's up? What'd you say?
I'm sure, but none specific right now.
Wait, do what? Does anybody have any questions? Olivia, you have any
Hi,
questions?
Gracie.
No.
Hey.
Hey, I think Olivia said that she's not sure if her connection is solid. I think that's what I heard.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
okay.
okay. I
I
was
think,
right. I got the thumbs up.
yeah, I think she's good. Perfect. All right. Y'all have any questions? You want me to keep talking? I'm about to dive into some questions. So,
I was good.
okay. Olivia, you got any questions? Okay. All right. So we're going to go regional shows. Regional shows are going to be what all of y'all have to do to get to a national show. National shows are limited. I'm pretty sure there's only like 10 national shows a year. There might be 11. They're just very strategically placed throughout the year, and you have to qualify for them. So I know that, well, actually, summer shredding. So just all the girls that are going to go to summer shredding, that is not an NPC show. Did you know that? No, it's okay. Okay, it's no big deal. So it's his own federation, pretty much. I don't even know if they call it a federation, but it's definitely not an NPC show, which is not a big deal. I love that show. Love that show. One, the community is amazing. Two, you win money. It's kind of a no-brainer. So if I was you, I would compete at summer shredding, period. If I was you, especially because you can win money and you can win a lot of money. And you can win a lot of sponsorships. There's a lot of stuff over there. Okay. So that would be technically a regional show though. So regional shows are all over. They're small, some of them are big. And to qualify for nationals, you have to, and every show is gonna be different with this too. Meaning you have to win either first in your class or even, yeah, usually it's gonna be first in your class. Sometimes they do second in your class, like first and second in your class are nationally qualified. But you do have to get qualified, and then your qualification lasts for a whole year. So like Taylor competed in the summer of 2025. So ultimately, we could have went into her reverse, started a prep in February, and then competed at a national stage before the date of her show in summer 2025. Does that make sense? So you get 365 in when you get qualified. Does everybody get that? Does anybody have any questions about the regional shows and the national shows? And not every regional show is a national qualifier. So if your goal is to get nationally qualified, make sure that your regional show, and we'll do that together. We'll do all of this together. But I want you to know what my goal is with this is I want you to be strategic with your ultimate goal and pretty much reverse engineer your next step. Does that make sense? Okay. You have a question? Anybody have any
Uh,
question?
Gracie, I have one.
Yeah.
For the summer shredding one, because I know that's like I came in a little late. So hi guys, I'm Tiara. um, I'm in my bedtime attire, my bedtime vest. Sorry. Um, if I compete the summer shredding, I know the shows that are around here, they have like True Novice, where it's like for people who have never competed. Would that count if summer shredding isn't like a part of the NPC?
So, okay.
Does that? I don't know if that question made sense.
It's
Sorry.
okay. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna skip a couple things and go to talk about that, and it's gonna make
Okay,
sense.
perfect. Okay,
Yes,
cool. Then
you're gonna be able to ask that again with clarity.
okay, perfect. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm on my phone,
No,
so
no, you're good. Don't apologize. So
okay.
nationals. Okay, national qualification ladder. So compete in a regional show, place top in your class. That varies by show. Earn your national qualification, compete at nationals, earn your pro card. That's the steps to earning the pro card. Again, in the NPC and IFBB, you will not get paid until you are like number 1, 2, and 3, literally. So if Olivia, I mean, I think I talked to you about doing summer shredding. Taylor, I know I've talked to you about doing summer shredding. I mean, why not? I like money. Okay, so let's go into divisions and classes, and then we're going to get to what you were just talking about. So divisions are fit model, bikini, wellness, figure, women's physique, women's bodybuilding. That's the division. Within each division is a class, and there's multiple classes. The classes are going to be height-based, not weight-based, height-based, right? Does that make sense? Everybody understand that? So you have classes within each division. And then in your classes, you can pay when you go to sign up for your show. Each class costs money. So if you a true novice is a first time ever competitor. So if you've never competed before, you can be in true novice, and that's at one class. So let's just say it's $100. Okay. Then you can also compete in novice, which means you've already competed before, but you've never won your class. You've never gotten first. Does that make sense? So true novice is never competed. Novice is athletes who have competed but never won their class. So that's two. So that would be $200 if you wanted to do two, right? And then open is open. This is open to everybody. So for Taylor, she competed in true novice, novice, and open. 3. Yeah. So 3 classes. You don't have to compete in 3. You could compete in 1. It's up to you. It's really just how much money do you want to spend and how much stage time do you want to get. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question a little bit at least? I haven't answered all of it, but
Yeah, that's a good start. Yeah. You're
okay, good. So every show will have, well, I'll take that back. Pretty much every show will have true novice and novice. Every one of them will have open for sure. I'm trying to think. There was that one show that I went to that did not have novice. They just had true novice and then open, but that's not very often. And that's not, so yeah, that's not often. And to be honest with you, one thing I do want you to all remember is that there is not going to be 2 shows that you go to that you do that is going to be the same at all. Nothing will be similar. So having your expectations, just the fact, like being present and being there and listening to, I'll most likely be at all of y'all shows to help y'all, but just know that you're not going to walk in on the same side of the stage. You're not going to be directed the same. Like it's all going to be different, but they're going to be very crystal clear with it at the show. So you're going to have clear direction from the moment you get there to the moment you go home. It just won't be the same as all of the other shows. Does that make sense? When I thought, because like my second show, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I did the first show completely opposite. Everything was opposite. Opposite side of the stage, opposite, just everything. Everything was opposite. I was like, okay, well, here we go. So yeah, does anybody have any questions right now? Madison, are you still here? Hey, Brooke. Oh, hey, Brooke. Oh, there she is.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, just making sure. Brooke, what's up? Y'all, Brooke, I'm gonna get her.
Hi.
She gonna compete one day. Look at her. She's like, oh God, don't do this to me.
Sounds great.
Yes. Okay. So qualifications, divisions, classes. So the classes, I'm trying to think of how tall y'all are, but the classes are going to go by height. The biggest class is usually going to be 5'6" to 5'9". That's going to be usually the biggest class. Okay, I'm trying to think. What was your question, Tiara? What was your question? One more time.
It was just because I've already signed up for summer shredding, and that's like the whole goal.
Yeah.
If I were to compete in summer shredding, like let's say I'm doing the transformation division, and I've competed there, and then let's say I come home and I want to do one of the shows on the East Coast, would I be allowed to compete in True Novice? Okay, because I haven't.
Yes.
Because it's not an NPC sanctioned.
Yes.
That was my question. Okay.
Yes. And I will double check that, but I'm almost 1000% sure because they just don't have, I know that for a fact they do not do anything with NPC or IFBB. Okay. So I do know they're a complete separate entity, but I will double check with Christian with that, but I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I mean, there are so many shows out where I live, so
yeah, I know.
Not worried about it.
Yes. Okay. I do think that is, you can. Yes.
Okay.
Classes open. So crossovers are where you do bikini and wellness, or you do bikini and even figure. That would be a crossover where you just do two different divisions within the same show. Does that clear up divisions and classes? Does anybody have any questions on divisions and classes? Olivia, you good? Okay. Okay. So things to think about. Okay. Is it what? Oh, that's Brooke. Put your on mute. Brooke, put your thing on. Oh, I did it. Never mind. Okay. You're good. Financial. Okay. Does anybody have any questions right now? I'm going to go into the financial part of it, of competing. And to be honest with you, it ain't any more expensive than other hobbies. So people always say that it is. It's not. The only thing, so when it comes to logistics, right? The travel planning, travel about, like just being able to say, how can I make my show align with my life? Meaning, let's just say y'all have girls trip every summer at the end of the summer with all your girlfriends. It doesn't make sense as to why we would put your prep in your show at the end of the summer, right? So if we can, and same thing goes with, and we do this already in lifestyle with all of y'all, to be honest with you, y'all just don't know that I intentionally do this, but I will reverse y'all through the holidays because why? Because everybody wants to eat, everybody wants to drink, everybody wants to have a high metabolism as the holidays come on. And then we come around in January, February, and we're going to start prep, whether you compete on stage or you're not. It doesn't matter. It's the same cycle. Does that make sense? So whether you're a lifestyle client or you're a prep client, you go through the same stuff, every single part of it. So that's why that's why I tell my girls that are lifestyle girls, this is only going to elevate you because you're already doing the work. This is what happened with Taylor. Taylor went from a lifestyle client to, all right, shit, I'm putting the work in. I'm doing all this work and getting what? Nothing? Nah, I'm going to try to get something. And look, she fell in love. And that's not, and the same thing with me though. And I sent 54, is a number I put over here in this little chat thing. 54 is the podcast number that I want y'all to listen to. It's about how I even got into competing. And it was just God saying, this is what is taking you to the next level, not just as a business, but as a woman. And you learn so much. You learn so much during prep. Taylor, what's two things that you learned during prep? Well, I'm gonna call her out. Two things you learned about yourself during your first prep.
During my first prep, I can do hard things
Yes.
is a big one. And oh gosh, you're putting me on the spot.
Yes. That's okay. You can do it.
I can do hard things, which kind of goes hand in hand with like I'm a lot stronger than I thought I was in like all aspects, whether that be like physically, mentally,
Mhm.
all those things.
Yes. Yes.
So
That, you're never going to, and I just sent actually, hey Haley, what's up? I just sent Brooke a voice memo about the strength that she has as a mom. And you don't, you're never going, I was talking to my best friend Jessica over in Dallas. Same thing I'm going through. I mean, she's not going through what I'm going through. We're all going through different things, but you would never know your limits until you're tested. And you're not ever going to sign up. You're never going to sign up for your husband get cheated on you. You're never going to sign up for having, like all these things that life is throwing at you. You're never going to sign up for that. So God just signed you up for it. And then he gives you all the tools and all the strength and all the resources to get through these. And you can either choose to use the resources or you can choose to not. And in my head, that's every single day. That's the opportunity we get. And to not just align our life, but align our body and our mind to the life that he ultimately has given us. Does that make sense? And that just helps me mentally know. And I know Madison, I know I talked to you about God tells you, and I think Taylor is the same way. We just let God tell us what shows we do. We don't never try to control it. We just say, all right, we're going to do the work because the work is going to be done anyway. I'm a work out every day. I'm gonna eat every day. So let me just control it. And then when my husband asks me to go out to dinner and go, I'm gonna go with him, and I'm not gonna worry about this one day. You know, that's the balance. That's the 80-20 balance. But I'm gonna work out anyway, and I'm gonna eat anyway. So let me just do it in a controlled way, and then I'm gonna look really good, and I'm gonna be able to compete if that's what I want to do, right? Okay, kind of got off on a little spill there. So let me get back to just aligning life is the biggest thing that I want y'all to take away when we're talking about strategy. We never want, we don't want prep to be stressful because, to be honest with you, stress, I mean, prep is already going to increase cortisol because that's what it does. That's what eating less, that's what doing more does. It's going to increase cortisol. So we're trying to do that as little as possible. That's the goal. That's why we reverse. That's why we take that so seriously. We're going to try and eat as much as we can for as long as we can, doing as little cardio as we can, and reach the ultimate goal of getting lean. Does that make sense? So eliminating the stressors of life as much as we can by not intentionally putting the shows where we know that might not be working. That might not work right now at that time, right? Okay. And then knowing when, and this goes back to just if we can't execute with intention and confidence, with full intention and confidence, then we're just not ready. And that's something that's where God, I feel like in this world, the girls are like, I'm ready. All right, cool. Well, is your body ready? Is your body and your mind ready for the same thing? Or is your body ready to go lay down and your mind's ready to go compete? Right? We want to make sure everything is ready, all of it, because it has to be. Or you're not gonna, one, definitely not gonna win, and you're definitely not gonna enjoy it. Okay. Relationship with food, that's another one. That relationship with food, body image, those are two things that have to be addressed before you prep, or they're going to get worse. Literally. So, and I see it all the time. Like, I literally know the top athletes in the world, top bikini, definitely bikini. All of them have horrible relationships with food, horrible relationships with their body, but they got the body of your dreams. Nah, no, they don't. They don't have a mind of your dreams. So we're gonna not do that, whatever they're doing, right? We're gonna take care of this first. So relationship with your food, just like y'all are all doing. Structure adherence, emotional resilience. Okay, judges' feedback. So the biggest thing I want to say about judges' feedback is, one, I think I remember telling Taylor this actually at her show. There was this guy with an afro that was like this big. Okay, I'm not even joking. Black guy, older guy, afro this big. And I remember when Taylor came and sat down, I was like, I
And
want
he
you to,
was the head judge
and he was the
too.
head judge. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He was the head judge, and
Yes,
his afro was like,
yes. And I remember saying, I want you to look at who is judging you right now. And I'm not hating on nobody, but I just want you to remember that when you get your feedback, look at who's judging you right now. And that's okay. But that, at the end of the day, you are literally paying for these people to tell you what you need to work on when you go home. You're not telling them, they're not going to tell you you look good. That's not what you're paying them to do. So don't get your feelings hurt when they tell you the truth. And that's what we want, though, because the truth is what changes us. That's what I do to y'all. All I do is tell y'all the truth. And then you change, right? So feedback that's where the next build, that's where it starts, right? Does anybody got any questions right now? No? Okay. And feedback can be very, very different. So so y'all saw my season. First of all, I don't do 4 shows in one season. God was just helping me control my mind. My second to last show, the same judge, Miss Sandy. I'm acting like she ain't the top dog. She's like the top dog. Her name is Miss Sandy. She told me, and this was in what, Vegas? Yeah, she said, your shoulders are too big. for fit model, shoulders too big, which we kind of knew. Go 2 weeks later, over in Texas, guess what she said? You need to build your shoulders. So this is how contradicting the judging is. That's why you can't take anything like that, what they say. You can only take it with a grain of salt, because it's going to change. And yeah, they have criterias, but still, one, there's a lot of judges, and two, they're judging who shows up. So especially when it comes to bikini, well, but this applies to all of it, all the divisions. If everybody shows up lean and shredded, then that's all they have to judge. So the criteria can only be adhered to so much, right? Same thing goes with every division. So always have that in the back of your mind that, one, there's a lot of judges, and all they can do, and that's why you do the best you can, because not only do you not know who you're going to compete next to, you don't know who's judging. And if you overthink and over all of that, you're going to take the fun out of it altogether. So all you do is show up every day and do what you're supposed to do, so that when you get off stage, the only thing you can say is that there was nothing else I could have done. I could have done nothing else better. Like, that's my number one goal every time I get on stage, is that I couldn't have done anything better. I wouldn't have done no more cardio because I was with my husband. There was no more, wouldn't have lifted anymore because I was with my clients, right? Like, I leave nothing on the table, one day at a time, so that when I get on stage, I can just say, it is what it is. Here I am. Judge me. This is what I come for, right? Does it make sense? But that's what you are there for. Okay. Another just mindset is that we are willing, we're not forced. And that is huge. And you don't have to prep. And this was, I thought one of my little ones, Jenny, was coming on, but it's okay. She'll probably be on the next one. We'll probably do another one. And I'll remind you of this. If you start complaining, I'm going to say, we can stop, because it's a blessing to be able to prep. It's a blessing to be able to work out. It's a blessing to be able to pick the foods that you eat. That's a blessing. And when you switch that mindset, everything just becomes just so easy, honestly. And because you really do understand that, well, I get to choose this every day, and there ain't nothing else I choose to do, right? Like, I ask myself that all the time. What else would you do? I'm gonna go train again just to keep my mind busy. What else would you do? Well, I'd probably be, for me, old Gracie would probably be at the bar, drunk as hell, like calling, texting Andy, all the things. Nah, new Gracie, she gonna go to the gym again. Yeah, if I overwork out, that's fine. I'm good with that, Packing food consistently, being disciplined socially, and y'all are good at just standing your boundaries, your ground with that. And does anybody have any questions about anything when it comes to just food, and any questions about that? I was going to say handling feedback, mindset, anything right now about anything I've said?
Does your macros change significantly from lifestyle to prep?
No, not there. Nothing will ever change significantly when we do it like we do it, right? So the ultimate goal, like what I said earlier, is you want to eat as much as possible, doing as little as possible, getting the most amount of progress as possible, right? So and this going to help y'all understand. So your fat loss, no matter where you are metabolically, is calories out and calories in. They need to be this far apart. When calories out and calories in are this far apart, that's where you do not lose body fat. So as we're cutting it, and we're staying in this very small deficit metabolically. Does that make sense? Because if we stay in that small deficit, your body, your metabolism, your hormones, your body says, okay, she's really not eating. She's not in starvation mode at this point. She's just eating a little less. And that's where the body fat drops. Does that make sense? And if you go this big, your body's gonna go, oh, hell no. We ain't doing this. We about to conserve. We ain't losing no body fat. So we stay right here and we just inch down. Same thing does when we inch up. Same exact concept when you reverse diet. Does that make sense?
And so is it take your digestion a bit to catch up when you go from one to the other or back and forth?
It doesn't take it a bit. It takes intention though. Like it does, it will. So like your window of fiber, let's just say for you, 25 grams is going to be from, I will never push, unless you are a tiny human as a woman, 25 grams or more is great. And I think Olivia, you probably had some digestive, I know we went through some digestive stuff with you where you were taking too much supplements. You can take too much digestive supplements and be just as constipated or just as in a situation. But to answer your question, your window of fiber will change with as you change your macros. So for me, when I'm eating 4,000 and 5,000 calories, my window of fiber is between 60 and 80 grams of fiber. That's how much fiber my body needs to digest that amount of food. But when I'm less, I'm like right now, I'm between 35 and 50 grams. So again, too much of it and too little of it will both cause constipation and digestive disturbance. Does that make sense? But there's really never a time that you're not intentionally very aware of your digestion, especially during prep, because it does affect you every day, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
So, though, yeah. Okay. Anybody else have any questions right now about food or? Yeah, everything is just slow and methodical. That's the best way to metabolically and hormonally so you don't destroy it, what you've been working for, really. And okay, so federation comparison, I'm going to kind of just run through this. And because a couple of y'all, I think I know Taylor did not want to do a natural show, and she's a natural athlete. And this is all personal. I have not done a natural show, but they do have natural shows, obviously in the NPC. So as an NPC, you can do a natural show or not. And a natural show just drug test. So they're testing for testosterone, they're testing for PEDs, obviously. Um, I'm looking at y'all. If you are a natural athlete and you want to do a show, I would always recommend a natural show first because the level of competition is going to be even at there, right? When I go and I'm competing and Taylor's goes and she's competing next to these girls that have done PEDs, it is what it is. You can't be upset if you come in not first because look who you're playing against. You know what I mean? It's just as long as you can control this, you're good to go, right? And you can compete with them. But at a natural show, it just evens the level of competition out very, very easily. The other thing I was going to say, Madison, 35 and above in the bodybuilding world is considered masters. So 35 and above is masters. That's great. So that would be what you would compete as. And I'm trying to look. I don't think anybody else though is 35 and above. And to be honest with you, 35 masters is going to be the hardest division, the hardest because women, especially women, our muscle maturity doesn't hit and stay until about 31, 32, 33. Like 35, those girls at Masters Nationals, what? Their muscle mass is insane compared to just like junior nats and the younger girls, you know. So the NPC, Natural Federations. Anybody have any questions about natural federations or natural shows? Anything about that? No? Okay. And there's a lot of federations, to be honest with you. OCB would be the biggest national federation. But if you want to go that route, we'll go that route. And we can do that together. I've never competed in a natural show, but I've been to one. My cousin competed in one. And yeah, I mean, it's a great, great show, especially if it's your first show. Okay. Choo-choo-choo. Anybody have any questions right now? No? Okay. So let me see. Did I go over everything? I think I went over kind of everything. timeline awareness, I kind of talked about that. What is your ultimate goal? That'd be another. So what my goal is with this is, and you'll take the sheet that I sent y'all, and just I want you to build your timeline, like build it based on your life that you know, and you'll come to that. Come the shows, like if you look and you see a show that you want to do, like with all the things that I put in that document, build your little strategy. And on over the next 2 weeks, we're gonna strategize together, and we're gonna make sure that everything lines up for you and this show and that show. And if there's two shows, but I want to teach you the strategic way so that I'm not just telling you what shows you're doing. I'm telling you why you're doing the shows that you're doing, right? So the huge question, number one, what is your goal long term? Are you trying to turn pro? Are you trying to get nationally qualified? Are you just doing this for fun? Are you doing it for money? Like what is the reason that you're competing? That would be the probably the number one question. So then that's because that controls what shows you're doing, right? Let me see. Okay. Do you have any questions right now? Brooke, do you have any questions? No? We're gonna get her one day, y'all. We are. We are. Okay. Well, I think that let me see. Let me ask. Haley. She ain't even on here. Let me see your face. Tiara,
That's
Olivia.
okay. There we go.
Hey,
Hey.
look at her. She's beautiful. Okay, you have any questions?
I
She's
do have one.
okay.
So how do you go about like with social stuff? Like as far as keeping like the 80-20 balance, but then not feeling like you're not making progress if you decide to just eat what you want if you have several social events.
So that is, well, it's boundaries. It's definitely that has to go and take into consideration whenever you're planning, right? So when we're planning our season, we're gonna say, hold on, my cat's coming. Let me just go outside. We're gonna say, okay, well, I know it's December. I know I have events, right? I know it's football season. Know I have events. So that has to take into consideration when you're making this schedule. So therefore, if you know that you're going to have events, you're setting yourself up for struggle, right?
Mhm.
That's number one. So we want to not do that. But then at the same time, it's what are you saying no to? If you say yes to them, you're saying no to you. And this weekend, I don't know if y'all got a chance to go watch the YouTube videos. I made 2 YouTube videos and I posted them yesterday. Go watch them. And I'm talking through this big decision about moving to Texas. And I literally was just like, this is not for me, period. And I said yes to me over anybody else. And even though I told them, I'm going to be here, I'm going to come work with you, I'm going to come help you, blah, blah, blah. Friday night, I was like, no, 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 no. You ain't gonna choose them over you ever. So ultimately, that is the decision that you're having to make. It's not whether I eat what I want or not, whether I stay on track or not. It's do I want to, and the simplest thing you could do is say, if do I want to look like her? No. Okay, well then I'm just not going to do that, whatever she's doing. You know what I mean? And that's just honesty with yourself. So in the situation, there's things like bringing your Yeti cup. Bring a Yeti cup and fill it with water, and just pretend like you're drunk. Like, how many of y'all have done that? I know y'all have done that. Brooke, I know you've done it. She just on the boat. Everybody thinks she's drunk. She's just having a good time drinking her water, right? Like pretend, fake it till you make it. And then they're gonna stop. They're gonna stop asking you. And then you could say things like I've said, hey, let me just eat. I'm gonna eat. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about me. You worry about you. Right? If you worry about you and I worry about me, everybody's taken care of. But just being able to say things like that and know that you don't owe nobody anything. That's the confidence. That's her confidence, right? Like that's the confidence because again, you're you. And then, so we have to align the decision to prep or not even a prep. It don't matter. to be honest with you, here's the boundaries for me. And so obviously I got to redo my alcohol boundaries, but my alcohol boundaries were my husband or my sister have to be there, period, or I'm not going to drink. And it didn't matter if I was 2 days out or 2 years out. If those aligned and the event was 2 days before my show and everything was in alignment, I'm going to get drunk as hell and I'm going to enjoy every second. Right. So it's not even about, it's boundaries made clear about what you're doing, not necessarily who is involved. Does that make sense? Because then
Yeah.
you just apply it to you never have to apply it to prep or building. It's just, this is what I choose to do in this situation. Here's my boundaries that I adhere to. Does that make sense? And then at the end of the day, nobody yet cares about what you eat and what you drink. The only people that care about what you eat and drink are the people that don't have the discipline to eat and drink like you. That's it. And you have to prove that to yourself though, but you got to give yourself enough time to do that. Like you got to give yourself enough opportunity, put yourself in positions and positions and positions to say no to them and say yes to you to prove that they don't really give a shit what you eat. They just want you to eat bad because they eat bad and they want to feel good about it. Right? So I know it makes sense, but does that make sense to everybody? Anybody else have anything to say about that? What helps you, Brooke? You've been on this journey with me for a while. Like you got to unmute.
I will say, can you hear me?
Yes.
I will say it's a jealous bitch that tries to peer pressure you. If you set boundaries and you say, I am not doing this, and they're like, no, do it. It's because they're jealous of what you look like and how you act. Because I am surrounded by it all the time. And I had a girlfriend that used to always peer pressure me about eating. She's a hairstylist. She never ate enough and would complain like, oh, it's just because I'm premenopausal and this. And I'm like, no, it's because one, you're not eating enough. Two, on the weekends, you eat like shit and drink like a fish because you're on the boat and it's so cold. That's what you do. And it's just not, I'm like, you have to set boundaries and you have to stick with them. And I mean, I've gone up and down, but it's your true friends that understand what you're doing. They're fine with it. They're totally not going to peer pressure you. It's the jealous girls that, and if they are, you don't need them as friends. Bye.
Yes.
And they're not the ones.
I have a Southern mom who like won't leave me alone about food. And so anytime like I go pick my kids up, she's like on me about all this food and I'm like already more hungry and a deficit. And I'm like, Mom, quit asking me about food. And she doesn't stop. So, but that's
you just
my
take it
biggest
home
thing.
and then throw it away.
Yeah.
Throw it out the window while you're
Just
driving.
like put it in a container, Mom.
Literally you can, or take it home and just give it to the kids or give it to
the dogs or so. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. And this weekend when I was in Houston, when I was in Dallas, Jessica, I know I didn't get to introduce y'all to Jessica, but one day I will. Her mom was with us, and her mom is like that. Like her mom's like, Gracie, why are you not going to eat with us tonight? Like they're ordering pizza and stuff. Like everybody's doing their own thing, you know. But anyway, she had like salmon or something like that, and she was like, "Do you want to bite?" And I said, "No." Like I don't like no comes out my mouth before you even finish asking a question at this point in my life. I'm just like, no, no. And she was like, "Do you not ever?" I'm like, "No, I do when I want to, not when you want me to." So Haley, with your mom, like, and I've been there too with my parents, and I've literally just said, "Hey, Mom, look, I'm 37 years old. I'm a eat. Don't worry about it." Like you kind of make fun of it, but they get the point. You know, they get the point. Like, all right, let me not micromanage my 37-year-old daughter who obviously knows how to eat at this point, right? And she can make decisions as a 37-year-old woman. Mom, just leave me alone. I don't want to eat it. No offense, right? And then I would challenge you to ask her, did you make that for me? Because if you made that for me, then let's reevaluate this because I don't want you to. So, because I guess a big thing is the mom, because this happens all the time with clients, the mom thinks that the daughter wants them to make this homemade meal or their favorite child's meal, whatever. And the daughter don't want you to. You just assume that she did. So clearing that up makes everybody's expectations more clear so that your mom doesn't get her feelings hurt when you say, I don't want the food that I didn't want in the first place. Does that make sense? So
Right. Yeah.
just that, and then you do it, you can do it with respect. Like, I don't want you to waste no energy on cooking. And if you do, the kids love it, but I don't want to eat it. And that's okay. Right. And so just getting the clarity to them, like, it's okay that I don't want to eat it. Right. And then because all they're going to say is either no, it's not okay. And then they're going to feel stupid. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of just reverse psychology when it comes to all the things like that. Like, does it bother you that I don't eat with y'all? And then what are they going to say? Yes. And then you'd be like, well, why? Like, why does it bother you? Like, that's your insecurities, right?
Right.
So yeah, let's work on that with you because I want to help you get through that. And then it does take just 1-2 times hope of clarity, not just shrugging them off. Complete clarity. One time I threw food over my shoulder. He kept saying, take this food, take this food. It's just protein. So I just took it and threw it right there. And he goes, and he never asked again. He goes, why did you do that? I said, why did you keep asking? I told you no. Like, it's that black, like that. You get to that point where you're like, you get tired of it. You know what I mean? And that's normal. So know that it's normal and know that doing that kind of extreme things does nothing but says, this is what I want to do. And that's it. That's all that I care about. Like, that's it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does anybody else have anything to say about social pressure or anything, and again, I don't even want to say in prep, because in prep and in your reverse, it's all the same. Like, and that's where that's where people get probably the biggest social anxiety is going to come from that. When you have different mindsets from prep and building, therefore your friends are like, well, shit, I don't know if she's building or if she's in prep. So I'm just going to ask her because that's the polite thing to do. I'm going to ask her if she wants to drink. I'm going to ask her if she wants to eat. So they can't keep up with you. So if we only do one thing, one way, we have our way of doing it, then they just stop asking. Does that make sense? But that's where a lot of confusion gets, especially with social, because they don't know what you're doing or why, when you're doing it or why you're doing it. And it's not their job to. But if you don't have the confidence yet to have that no black and white, get out of my face, quit asking, that's okay. Just be one way. Just say, all right, I quit drinking. I quit drinking. I quit eating. I already ate. I ate in the car. Whatever you're going to do it one way so that everyone in your life can know that that's how she does it. She doesn't do it no other way. Does that make sense? It just makes it easy because then you don't have no pressure because everybody's like, she just don't drink no more. That was my thing, you know?
I did that with my friends because I have quite a few friends that like to go out drinking. I'm a teacher, so it's very stressful. Not as stressful as most, but it's pretty stressful. And a lot of my friends want to go out for happy hour, and I was like, I don't drink.
Yeah.
I just don't. And they're like, oh, well, we won't ask you. We'll just like it's good. And I was like, you can still ask me to hang out. I'm just not going to drink. And the people, when you set that hard boundary, the people that get it are really truly there for you, and the people that don't, you don't need them.
Yes.
Like
Hey, Gracie.
point blank in the story.
Yeah. Yes.
You have to come in closer. You're just saying.
Hey. Oh, she's so cute. I love her. Is she feeling better? Oh,
Yeah.
bro, she was the one that was sick. I don't know who, Madison. I think you were talking about who is sick. But yeah, that's so in that decision, that hard decision, not hard being that it's a hard decision, but that concrete decision. If you make a decision, that's, and I talk to y'all about words and I talk to y'all about decisions all the time. Make decisions to be one way. And I'm thinking about loyalty and honesty and all these things that is going on in my life. But loyalty to your diet is no different than loyalty to your husband or yourself, right? So if you can stay loyal to your husband, then what makes you not stay loyal to your diet, which is to yourself? So you're just loyal. I'm loyal. That's it, across the board. I can't pick and choose who I'm loyal to. I'm just loyal. If you're in my life, I'm loyal. I'm honest. I'm all of these core values that we get and we bring awareness to, and then we just live those across every area of life so that we can just live simply by thinking one way. Like I can't even comprehend how much energy it took, Andy, to go between my wife and then my girlfriend. Like how much energy was wasted, right? And I'm not like, I'm just using this as an example because it is what it is, but it goes and applies to everything. Your body. That's why earlier I was talking about building and prepping. We prep and we build. Everything we're building and everything we're kind of cutting back on energy, right? So that our brain doesn't have to swap back and forth all day long trying to remember what we're supposed to do here, what we're supposed to do here, what we're supposed to do here. So we do one thing. We do things one way, one at a time. What? Does anybody have anything to say? Haley, you got anything to say?
Nope.
Haley's a good questioner. Anybody? Okay. So I think do y'all feel confident to go and look at shows around your area or wherever you want to go, wherever you want to travel? The biggest thing with traveling and shows is your digestion. Be aware of that. So like if I'm flying somewhere to compete, I'm gonna fly in. The show's on Saturday. I'm gonna fly in on you for me Tuesday. This doesn't have to be you, but that way my digestion, I can guarantee that it's better come Saturday, right? Does that make sense? And then if you're driving, it's not that big of a deal, but just remember digestion is going to be disturbed by cortisol, and travel increases cortisol. Plus in prep, cortisol is high already. So the chances of you using the bathroom, like, so probably I do have y'all time and digestion, but at 2 weeks out, maybe even 3 weeks out, I have y'all start really timing digestion so that we can get show day meals planned around digestion so that we use the bathroom, we feel good, and then we're full come onto the show. Does anybody have any questions about show day food, show day meals, prep, like peak week, how that goes, water, sodium, all that? No? Okay. 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 Well, okay. So the homework for y'all is, and I'll put this at the bottom, is just to look at y'all shows, and come up with a strategy as far as like the timeline. So if you're in, most of y'all, let me see, oh, shit. Most of y'all are in your reverse. Yeah. Y'all are all at the tail end of your reverse, or at least a couple of y'all. So I want you to, one, make the decision if you're going to compete in 2026 or not. That's one decision. Two, know that if you're not, I'm not. That's okay. This whole year we're building. This whole year, Haley, this whole year, me and you, we building our business, girl. We about to make a bunch of money, right? Building our body, building our metabolism. And that's okay. That's okay. 100%. That has to happen before you get on stage and you look the exact same. That's always been my biggest thing. When I get back on stage, if I look like I did the last time I was on stage and I ain't done nothing, why am I even getting on stage? So I got to give myself that time and I got to give myself that intention, right? So are you going to compete? If you are, all right, what shows? Where are you at metabolically? And where do we need to be? So I like to start prep around 22, and we really don't even start. We kind of just flow into prep as we flow into our building season. But like 22 weeks is when I kind of start decreasing food and decreasing or increasing cardio so that we don't have any extremes that have to happen. A lot of competitors do 12 weeks, 15-week cuts. I'm more of like a 22, 25 week. But again, even as Taylor, we just flow. Like you don't even really start prep. You don't end prep. You just flow in life. You eat a little bit more, you eat a little less. So that just makes it more enjoyable, to be honest with you. And okay, does everybody have any questions? And then I'm gonna stop asking if y'all have any questions. Okay, so this homework y'all bring to me next week or the next week. It doesn't matter, not in any rush. But I just want y'all to have, this is a show that I want to do. Why you want to do it? What the goal is. If it's a national qualifier, the goal of the next step is to get to national stage, does everybody feel confident knowing that how they put their timeline together? Olivia, I'm looking at you if you didn't know. You feel confident? Madison, you feel confident?
They have novice for masters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So every like novice, true novice will have all of the classes. So each class will have all of the classes, the individual like height classes, and yes, masters will be novice. So to be honest with you, if you're a master's in true novice, you're probably gonna be one of, I mean, I would say you probably be one of two or three because they're just, especially if you're at a regional show. So yeah, they do have it, but a lot of women just don't, they think, I don't, and I talk to women all the time at those events, like, I'm too old. I'm like, girl, you 32. Jesus, like you prime right there. Like, so if the Masters is just now getting to where it's getting out that this is one, healthy, because the health is coming up, but two, that you can start. I mean, like Miss Renee, I don't know if y'all follow Miss Renee Landers. She started bodybuilding at 78. She turned pro at 80,
Mhm.
82 or 68. Sorry, 68, turned pro at 72. She flies all over the world now and they pay her to compete. Like, what?
I saw pictures of her the other day,
She's
and
amazing.
I was like, girl, I'm about to be right behind you at 50.
Yeah, and it's just a confidence thing. Like
Yeah.
it to have that confidence she has at any age is I'm like in my
Sorry.
phone, her number is stored under my future self.
She was strutting
Because
in that bikini. Like she was like all out. And the video I watched to her,
oh yeah.
she was like, this is me and I'm this age. And I was just like, this girl's got it going on. Like she was a true inspiration to see her at that age. I
She
mean, she was
is.
like, and she was fit and everything.
And it's even crazier to know that at 68, she didn't have any social media. And now
Right.
social media cruises pay her to come on the cruise to record content for their cruise. Like at 68, or so she's 72 now. She didn't start this whole social media thing till 68. I'm like, what? You know, and people like social media, like Andy's mom didn't think my job is real. She said that I have a fake job. I'm like, bitch, this woman makes more than you. And she is 68 or 72. So it's crazy but that's, yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know how I got on Miss Renee, but she's amazing. And we're all going to be like Miss Renee whenever we get older. Okay. Everybody, Tiara, you feel confident?
Oh, I'm
And
so excited for all of this.
I am too. I am so
Like,
excited I can't believe there's going to be so many of us. So one, two, three. I think there's going to be five of us at the Arnold.
wait, wait, who?
Because I'm like, Olivia lives like an hour away. Let me regroup us. I'm going to add Olivia to our group text. And then another one of my girls, she's not here. She's coming. I need to regroup my mind and I'm going to add everybody into this group text, but it's going to be so much fun. The Arnold is my favorite show, hands down favorite show. Olympia does nothing to the Arnold. As a competitor, that is the ultimate goal, is to be competing at the Arnold or to go to the Arnold. Just being at the Arnold is amazing. So yeah, you should be excited. Like it's Olivia, are you excited? Yeah.
Sorry, super pumped. Yes.
Yes, you should be. And it's really just because
Yeah.
this is, like I said earlier with Brooke, you're already doing the work. You already like the hardest part is, and this is where things don't align. If it takes more energy to talk yourself into going to the gym or tracking macros, then it just don't align with you, bodybuilding, right? But all of y'all, you love going to the gym. You love to train. You love the data of that tracking macros gives you, the results that tracking macros gives you. So you're already doing the hard work. Now we just have an outcome that can be beautiful and flashy and gyms, and we get to dress up and it's just our day. And you deserve that. You deserve that 100,000%. you know? So I'm so pumped for all of us, all of y'all, Brooke, Haley, all of y'all, everybody. Anybody have any questions? No? And we're gonna do a retreat one day. Haley, you're not coming to the Arnold. I don't think so. I don't think you are, at least. I know Madison is.
No, I'm not even tracking when that is.
It's coming up. No,
Yeah, I was like, I thought it was soon.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
no.
Yes. The Nashville Fit Show, that's another good one. Olivia, I think I might have told you about that one. Taylor, about that one. That's an all-woman show. That's one that Haley did last year. I love that show. All-woman show. So that's just another one to keep on all of y'all's radar. I think Olivia, I think I told you about that one. Madison, did I tell you about that one? Probably not. We just started talking. Um, but yeah, that's probably one of my favorite shows outside of SSC, but just because it's all women and it's just different vibe, different, just, I don't even know. Haley, how would you describe that show?
I would say like I would feel more comfortable, which that's the only one I've done, but being around all women and not having to worry about the aspect of like all the men being there and it taking longer. And
Yeah,
I just think Whitney pours a lot into all the details of it, like really good, like the bags and all that.
yeah.
She really pours into that and like all the backdrops and the
The
details of it.
stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
The stage is huge. And the stage is, for me, it's important to get y'all's pictures. So the background matters. The stage job matters. We don't want to, I've gotten on so many stages that I've actually done competitions that I didn't even post any pictures of because the background was so nothing. The black, like black with just their names on it. I want my name on it. Like I want it to be pretty. Like it's me. This is about me. So that's a good one. SSC that's another good stage. They do LEDs. There's not a lot of NPCs shows that do LED. Whitney does backdrops, but that just helps so much. And just you're confident because your pictures come out damn good. So yeah. Okay. I'm going to say let's cut this off. We've been here an hour. Okay. I'm so happy for all of us, and I don't know who this is. Oh, the meeting notes. And yeah, if y'all want to have this more often, I could structure it more around whatever y'all want to talk about. But if y'all just want to come and be community, we could cut it off. Y'all could just tell me to shut up because y'all know I sit here and talk to y'all all day long, because y'all are my best friends. But okay. All right, y'all. Well, y'all have a good week. And if you have any questions, text me. And if you liked it, I'm gonna text everybody in a group. We'll just keep going. Cool.
Great.
All right.
Sounds
I love
good. Thank
y'all.
you.
All of y'all.
See you at the Arnold soon.
See you at the Arnold. Oh, yes. I cannot wait.
Yes.
I'm about to
Taylor,
put y'all
I'll
all in a
see
group.
you,
I'm about to
Ruby.
sign my belt.
And
Everyone's
I
gonna sign my
know.
belt.
Yeah, we'll
I
see you
know.
soon.
And
Yay.
I'm gonna take a video of it and I'll put it with the other pictures. I need to post those,
Yep.
but I'm gonna wait and post them when I sign your new one. Olivia, I'm gonna come see you. We're gonna train.
Here. Yes. Oh, that'd be
Yes.
so much fun.
Yes,
Sounds good.
yes, yes. All of y'all. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2
Okay.
weeks. All right, bye, guys.
Thank you.
Taylor, I love those lashes too.
See
Just
ya.
FYI.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.